Good day, everybody. My name is Kevin Hogan. I'm the author of The Science of Influence and The Psychology of Persuasion. These books have been translated, with 22 other books, have been translated into 43 languages all across the world. And I want to thank you for making that possible because it is all about you. Today is just a really simple concept today. Somebody said to me the other day, because I was saying, write everything down. And they said, and she's typing her computer, right? And I said, what are you doing? And she says, well, I'm typing. I said, no, write it down on paper, okay? Write it down on paper, okay? Well, she's like, it's the same thing. No, it's not the same thing. Let me explain to you what happens when you get people to write something on paper. I'm gonna give you a couple of examples. The research goes reams of paper, okay? Here's what happens. You get somebody to write something down and you say, you know what, I'm gonna show you 5 choices of what you could be doing this month, okay? You could be going to France, you could go to Spain, you could go to Italy, Vegas, or Lake Tahoe. I want you to remember one of those as a great choice, okay? All right, just remember one. Okay, another group of people say, okay guys, I want you to imagine that you have a magic slate, one of those magic slates that you had when you were a kid. You know, you write on it with a little, like a stylus, and you pull it up, it's like carbon paper, and then it vanishes and all the what you had written down vanishes. And then you have somebody actually write down something. Okay, what is it? So here's what happens. When you have people remember their choices, like their choice, 25 to 35%, depending on what study you look at, of the people remember what choice they made the next day. Okay? If they did the magic slate in their mind, the next day, 50% of the people remember what they chose. These are all approximates because this has been replicated many times. If you actually had the person write it down on a piece of paper, 75%, it actually goes from about 2/3 all the way up to 100%, depending on what study you look at. But if you had them write it down on a piece of paper, everybody remembers the choices. We also know that when people write things down and then they put information there, that's their feelings, their ideas, their notes, and or their signature. These are things that become firmly embraced by the individual. If a person signs something or they write it down, it becomes theirs. The research here goes deep, way deep. Basically, if you write down a series of ideas, thoughts, or beliefs, or attitudes, and they're negative, you will adopt those feelings, beliefs, and ideas right now. So if you say, yeah, I had a bad day today, it was really irritating. This is why people should not sit there and write down a bunch of bad stuff that happened today, because it's what you will think, feel, and remember going forward. The effect usually is 3 days. So now you go and talk to somebody the next day and you're really in a bad mood. You get upset with the person that you care about, or that is your employer, or that is your client. And it's somebody and you're like, wait a second, why did I do that? And you have no idea why you're in such a bad mood. I will tell you, it's because you wrote down negative stuff. You always get people and yourself to write down positive things. And in fact, when I did therapy from 1995 to 2005, not full time, but probably 25 to 30 hours a week. 25 to 30 hours a week. And while I was doing therapy, I realized so much bad stuff was happening, and I was writing down so much negative stuff in the course of a day that I had to actually write down good stuff at the end of the day in a journal. Like, here's something that happened that was good, this was cool, this was great, I had a lot of fun doing this, it was fun to play with the kids, and so on and so forth. All those things were really super important because I could see the effect that it had on me. I was an excellent therapist, but I was also taking it way inside. And the only way you could release it was not by saying, yes, I release this. No, it was by putting positive things down on paper that mattered. So what I want you to do with your clients, your friends, the people that you love, the people that you care about, don't let them use their memory. Don't let them use their mind. It's useless, okay? So is yours, so is mine, okay? We're all the same, we're all mutants, right? So the magic slate, that's what I want you to remember. Always write it down, but don't use the magic slate unless you have to, okay? Like there's no pen and paper around. No, get people to write down what you want them to do. Get people to write down like options and then have them X out the bad option and then sign their name to the good option, okay? If you get people to write things down, they will buy it, they will remember it, they will do it. If you don't, you will fail and you'll get the same results that we've described here on this video. Cool? Okay guys, that's it for today. I will see you here next time.